after that, Renee Young is backstage with Orton. Orton pretty much says, hey, look, I got nothing against Reigns or Ryback, but I'm going to do what I was born to do, mow anyone down who gets in my way. And then he says, I will defeat Seth Rollins again, but this time I'm going to take the WWE World Heavyweight Championship with me at Extreme Rules. We go from that to our triple threat match. Solid affair. I had fun with it. I think everybody really got their big moments in where it made it look like they could win. In the end, though, it wasn't to be for Roman Reigns, so I'm sure the internet collectively sighed relieved, because he got taken out by the Authority. Big Show, I think, nailed 2 KO punches, to make sure Roman Reigns is really down for the count. And then when it was Ryback and Orton in the ring, I thought they were actually going to take care of Orton. And I'm like, holy crap, are they giving the upset win to Ryback, kind of prolonging Orton getting his rematch even more? I mean, he's only waited a freaking year. He could wait a little bit longer. But then Ryback comes in and is like, no, I don't need help. I'm a babyface. Grrr! And he starts, spine bustering everybody and taking everybody out. But Randy Orton isn't so generous, and he's like, I could have a showdown with you face to face, but screw it. And he just RKO's Ryback the moment he turns around, and he gets the pinfall, and he gets the win. But then immediately after that, he can't even celebrate because Seth Rollins nails a curb stomp. So Rollins standing tall over Randy Orton, once again kind of continuing the theme that was established at the beginning of the night with their opening promo. The Authority always wins. Whether WWE meant to or not, it feels like they kind of completed the circle here. But that doesn't change the fact that Rollins is now staring down a huge threat at Extreme Rules. Randy Orton versus Seth Rollins is official. I don't know if there's going to be a stipulation added to it in the coming weeks. Whether there is or isn't, it's sure to be an exciting matchup. I really think these guys have great chemistry. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, absolutely. Orton, absolutely on fire right now. He is elite. I don't even know what else to say. I feel like I've almost done too much talking up Randy Orton, and now people are going to start to turn on him because I'm talking good about him, but he's just awesome.
He is. He's ridiculously good. In all seriousness, and I've been so big on Rollins lately, and I'm just enjoying the hell out of his run, but that's to take nothing away from Randy Orton. The guy, I feel like consistently for the longest time has been cooking on all cylinders. That was so evident at WrestleMania with that ridiculous RKO and just the pops he's been receiving and everything else. He's great on the mic, especially when he's just kind of able to let loose, not be so robotic and heel and just kind of antagonize other people. That's always entertaining. This is Orton's niche. It's not being that slow, methodical heel or that kiss-up babyface. It's walking that line, and he does it so well. Raw goes off there with Rollins standing tall, and that's the show. So, do you have any concluding remarks you want to make about tonight's episode before we get on to our next segment?
No, I like I said, I enjoyed this episode. I think in hindsight, I'm a little bit less sort of enthusiastic about it, but I still think it was a solid show.
I feel like, I can definitely see where it comes from, because like I even said in the opening, nothing's going to top post-WrestleMania Raw, but I just really loved how the undercard shined, in my opinion, for the second consecutive week, and I'm hoping that becomes more of a trend. So I guess our next segment, high spots and low shots. You know what? My low shot's pretty straightforward. My low shot is Stardust. I mean, John Cena's got this format now where anybody could come, and it's almost like free championship opportunities. I don't care what you've done, in the past or what you're doing presently. If you want a shot at this, come and take it. Stardust has kind of been in a lull a little bit. I mean, he did compete in the Intercontinental Championship ladder match at WrestleMania. Didn't really know where he was going to go since then. So he, much like Dean Ambrose, tried his hand at winning the U.S. title, and he was just unsuccessful. So I don't know where Stardust goes from here, but he had an opportunity, and he lost. Simple as that.
Yep.
All right, who's your low shot?
Man, I think my low shot is... Oh, man. That's actually a difficult one. I was going to say New Day, but they have this new development going on, and it's just... You know what? I'm going to do this. My low shots, with a plural there, S on the end, my low shots are the Authority stooges, because Harper, Show, and Kane all got beat tonight pretty decisively.
They did. I think that's an excellent choice. I have no contentions about it. But it's funny you mentioned the Authority, because that brings me to my high spot. I'm going to pick Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
Hey, he said in the opening promo that the Authority always wins and he's kind of on a high, even in the midst of disintegration, dissension between him and Kane, having to look over his shoulder for new contenders, and he knows who his contender is now in Randy Orton. He still closes the show on top with the curb stomp. So, again, it's kind of like completing the circle, and Rollins is the man to do it. I feel like when you kind of punctuate a night like that, and he won a highly competitive matchup against Neville fairly clean, as, you yourself noted when we were talking about it, and then, doing it again here in the review. So, yeah, not a bad night for the WWE World Heavyweight Champion.
Absolutely, yeah. He had a great night tonight. I would say the only reason that I wouldn't have him as my high spot is because even though he won his match, everyone surrounding him is looking like a loser right now.
Right.
So, yeah, but my high spot, I'm going to go with the obvious choice here. Randy Orton won 2 matches in one night, gets a title shot. He is in a great spot, and he's been on fire as far as a performance goes.
Absolutely, man. I mean, he's got all the momentum in the world right now. And the only question is, will Seth Rollins be able to put a stop to it? And we're going to find out at Extreme Rules. Mm-hmm. But with that said, I love your choice. Nothing more to say than that. Let's move on to our next segment, Raw Request. And it feels so good to say that I'm going to struggle for this, not because I can't really think of what's too wrong with the product, but just everything feels kind of right to me right now. I don't really know what I could request. But, jeez. I think my Raw request is going to be whoever Bray Wyatt feuds with, just really have like a lot of interaction between, and I'm sure they will, because this isn't a part-timer like The Undertaker, but whoever it is, really use this to get Bray his heat back and get that momentum. And this time, I would like a bit of follow-through. I mean, I could forgive it for The Undertaker for obvious reasons, because I think we had a great discussion about it in our WrestleMania 31 preview and predictions. But I think now, let's really get Bray on track. I want him to have a really great summer, be that monster heel. So I'd really like to see him get his heat back and really look dominant in the coming weeks with this new program, whatever you guys
I like that. I like that. My Raw request is to continue to keep the Divas division important. Continue to attempt to get your audience to see the Divas division as important and get them to sort of have that impression of the Divas division. And really just kind of set things up so that when Sasha and Charlotte get called up, they're not in 30-minute squash matches like Charlotte's first match on the main roster was.
Oh, dude, I love that Raw request. And you know what the shame of it is? Because I was just thinking, if Naomi wasn't on such a roll right now with pinning Nikki, I feel like this Battle Royal would be a great way to introduce like either Charlotte or Sasha, give them the upset win. When it was like all these established women coming in and clamoring for an opportunity, and it's one they didn't even see coming that just comes out of nowhere and swoops it away from them. Yeah, damn. I love Naomi, but I just realized what a great opportunity that Battle Royal would have presented. But I do love your Raw request. I think it's absolutely brilliant. I will affix my signature to that.
Dude, I've been freaking out like I said before, it's only 2 in a row now, but still every Raw since WrestleMania, I've been freaking out expecting one of the 2 of them to debut, whether it's Sasha or Charlotte. I've convinced myself that Charlotte is going to debut first, but I think I've only done that because I'm so incredibly pessimistic about the WWE doing what I want them to do. And if it was up to me, Charlotte would stay down in NXT for a while and Sasha would get the call up, but Charlotte's storylines are all kind of wrapped up in NXT and Sasha's the freaking champion. So I would be willing to bet that Charlotte gets called up first.
Yeah, it just seems like all the circumstances are that way. Yeah. Plus nepotism. Ric Flair's daughter, they probably want her up as soon as possible. But Sasha will get her time, and when she does, I
can't wait until Sasha shows up, and then from that point, I can't wait until she wins the Divas title. It's just going to be such a glorious run.
All a matter of time, my friend. I mean, you've been saying it since day one, and the Sasha bug soon bit me deep thereafter. She's going to show the Bellas who the real boss is in that Divas division when she gets
That's right.
Know their place. But that leaves us, I'm kind of in a good mood talking about Sasha on Raw. It feels good. But that does leave us with our main event segment, 30-second hot seat. So Ashton, normally I'm like, oh, come on, man, give it to me. But you know what? I'm chill. I'm feeling good. Whatever you're going to throw me this week, be it a curveball or whatever, just give me what you got, man. Let's have a good time with this.
Yep. All right, here we go. I'm going to make this, I don't know, maybe a little bit challenging. We'll see. At WrestleMania, we had a Fatal 4-Way Tag Team Championship match. So my question to you is, if we had another Tag Team Championship match, which I'm assuming we will, but it has to be a multi-team match, and it has to have some sort of an Extreme Rules stipulation, because it is Extreme Rules, what is our Tag Team Championship match going to be at the Extreme Rules pay-per-view? 30 seconds, your time starts now.
See, it kind of sucks. We already kind of got that match at WrestleMania, but I would do a ladder match, 4 teams, Cesaro Kid, Lucha Dragons, PTP, and the Ascension. I'd kind of have
the Ascension? They're irrelevant.
Well, I'd build them back up, in that short time. Hey, look, either them
this isn't fantasy booking. This is predicting.
Well, then I guess the Usos then, because LOL Usos win.
But
and
Jay is injured.
Well, I don't know how long that's going to last.
See, your 30 seconds is up. I made you choke.
I guess you did. Yeah, I'm not going to fight that one. I really didn't want to give it to New Day because I don't like them as contenders. I want to see them get built up a bit more with this heel thing they got going.
Yeah, I mean, you could always just give it to New Day would make sense, but you got Lucha Dragons, Cesaro. Well, you could have just had to be a triple threat ladder match, triple ladder match, the old go-to. I didn't say it had to be a 4-team. I just said it had to be a multi-team.
That is true. So you got me this week. I knew it was bound to happen eventually. In fact, I think you got me the last few times, too, so I don't even know why I'm saying that. But
no, the last few times I feel like I gave you opinion-based stuff, and you did in like 10, 20 seconds.
Yeah, that's true. But, you got me. So good job.
I set out to stump you, and by God, I stumped you.
Yeah, with a tag team question of all things. How embarrassing. But, that's pretty much that.
Yeah, hey, man, it's all good. It's all good. I'm curious, if there was a 4th team, now that you've had a little time to think about it, knowing that the Ascension's irrelevant, Jey Uso is injured, and you personally, for whatever reason, don't want to give the spot to the New Day, would you just, plug the Matadors in there for his high spots?
Oh, God, yeah, I forgot. You go from bad to worse. Because it's not that I have anything against it. I just want them to get more in tune with whatever they're doing right now, and then put them back in this picture. But I forgot, as exciting as the tag team division is, that's probably only primarily because of Lucha Dragon, Cesaro Kid right now. The division's...
Yeah, because, here's my thing. If you would think about the Matadors, why would they be put in that match for high spots? Well, Kofi and Xavier can do that kind of stuff, too.
Dude, honestly, seeing it's not fantasy booking, so I can't do that. So I'd settle.
What were you going to say?
No, it doesn't matter. But I
was
going to say...
Call up the Vaudevillains?
No, actually, I was going to say call up Blake and Murphy.
Blurpy.
Yeah.
Thick,
look, I love the Vaudevillains, but if we're doing a ladder match, we got to do it right, and I think Blake and Murphy would be insane in that setting.
I was listening to another. It's called AfterBuzz TV. They have after shows for pretty much every WWE show, and they call on the NXT after show. They call Blake and Murphy Blurfy.
That's hilarious.
I know, dude. It's so it's sort of infectious too, because it's kind of stuck with me ever since.
Much like Sasha with the Divas division, like we were just talking about a few moments ago, I feel like with Blake and Murphy, and as much as I love the Vaudevillains, I mean, we already had a discussion about, I don't even really see them coming up together on the main roster. So really for me, it's Blake and Murphy, and Enzo and Cass, I think, are going to breathe some much-needed life in the tag division when they get called up. So I'm really excited for their call-ups for that division. But yeah. So I guess that was 30 second hot seat there. Do you have any concluding remarks you want to make before I take us home?
No, sir.
Alright, guys. Well, with that said, this has been Raw. This has been Twit Wow. The best wrestling podcast made for wrestling fans, by wrestling fans, on the web today. I'm John. That's my cohort and commentary, Ashton. Guys, be sure to comment and subscribe on YouTube. What did you think of Raw this week? What did you think of Neville's outing against Seth Rollins? About Randy Orton being established as a new number 1 contender? What do you think about the Divas division kind of getting some hype for next week? Be sure to take the conversation over to Pletov, an amazing pro wrestling group. Always a fun time. Very cool Raw thread we had tonight. So you'll be sure to want to join that conversation. And if not there, certainly take it to our Twit Wow subreddit that Ashton personally created. I mean, who wouldn't want to talk to us? It's just kind of my opinion on the whole matter. That's the selling point. So, with that said, we'll see you again for the Wednesday Night War reviews, beginning with Lucha Underground, where the Trios Tag Team Championship Tournament continues, as we will see Ivelisse, Son of Havoc, and Angelico take on, well, for the time being, a mystery team, but the question remains, will they be able to coexist, or will everything just come totally undone? Until then, guys, tune in and peace out.